Now, Igor Tudor, he's putting on an amazing audition. He is really striking up a good claim to be Juventus' manager next season because he wants it. He wants to be the manager. Okay, he wants to be the manager of Juventus, and we're beginning to see some things that we didn't really see on the Thiago Motta on a consistent of basis, and these things are deciding games for Juventus. These things are winning games for Juventus. These things are benefiting the players on the pitch. So what are these things? What have we learned about Igor Tudor in his first 3 games? And why are these things really benefiting him, benefiting the players, and they're benefiting Juventus' chances of getting Champions League football? Now, the first thing that I've seen in his first 3 games is he likes to set them up in a mid-block. For me, I've always said it, a mid-block, it's the best of both worlds. It's not a deep block where now you've got everybody in their own half and now they have to carry the ball the whole opposition field. But at the same time, it's not a high line where you can now be exposed in behind. It's a mid-block. You congest the second phase of the pitch. But if we were to truly find out what is the definition of a mid-block in the football terms, then it is a mid-block consists of defending the middle third or section of the pitch whilst trying to prevent the opposition from playing between or behind you. A mid-block consists of all players dropping into an organised defensive shape with small distances between each of the units. Now, it says dropping into an organised defensive shape and the players playing in close proximity to one another. It's all about being compact, but it's all about being close to one another. In case your teammate is in trouble, you have to be there to save him. When you look at this photo, this is Juventus in their 5-2-3 shape. Look at them. They're close to one another. They're compact. The distances are very small. Now, what is the benefit? What is the benefit of the distances amongst you and your teammates being very small? One, it makes it easier to recycle possession because when you get the ball, you've got players 5 yards, 10 yards. They're all close to you. As a footballer, when you get the ball, and your teammates are close to you, you don't have to think much. You know, okay, he's there, I'm going to give him the ball. Players have less time to think. Players move the ball quicker. It's a benefit because it's all about moving the ball, moving the opposition. But I really want to speak on something else. Now, the title of the video is We Will Press You. Juventus under Igor Tudor, I'm beginning to see that Lazio blueprint. Yeah, where Juventus, they press relentlessly. They counter press, but when they do press, they press as a team. This is a collection of photos that I've gathered from Igor Tudor's first 3 games as Juventus manager. Now, I don't want to tell you guys on every single one of these occasions Juventus got the ball, but I guarantee you on the majority they did. But look, the players are close to one another. The players, they pounce on the opposition. Counter pressing is when you lose the ball, you try to get it back as soon as possible. But seeing as we're doing definitions on today's video, what is the true definition of counter pressing in football? Counter pressing in football is a defensive strategy where a team immediately pressures the opponent as soon as they lose possession. It involves a coordinated effort by several players to apply pressure around the ball, aiming to force a turnover or a mistake. Let's focus on the key part. It involves a coordinated effort by players. So it means we have to work together. It's not a one-man press. It's not a two-man press. No, we have to work together. If you go from the left, I go from the right. If you go from the front, I'll be there from the back. It's all about working hand in hand. And I've seen it. Like next time Juventus play, keep an eye on this. These players, they press together. Why? Because it's always easier to press when your natural position, just like we discussed at the beginning of the video, when your natural position is close to your teammate. So now you don't have to sprint 10, 15, 20 yards to help your teammate. It's all about structure. Structure is key in football. When you're close to your teammate and you see your teammate lose the ball, you are there to help him. Tudor, he's telling these players, let's say you went to the supermarket and you were looking to bake a pizza. And after the supermarket, you're walking back with your friend. You're carrying the shredded cheese in your hand. If your friend gets robbed and he's next to you, you are going to chase down the guy for the cheese. You will, because you want to have some pizza. Tudor, he's telling the players, the football is ours. If we lose it, all of you go and chase it down. And I'll be honest with you guys, Juventus, they are really, really, really benefiting from this, because I've seen Juventus in the first 3 games create opportunities from this relentless pressing. Not allow the opposition to build any attacks, especially the game against Roma, where Roma would win the ball of Juventus, and you're thinking, what are they going to do? Nothing. Because as soon as they get the ball, Kenan is tracking back. Coop Miners, he's really stood out for me when it comes to the pressing game. Coop Miners is there applying pressure. Thuram, Locatelli, it helps Juventus sustain pressure on and off the ball. Do you know why a mid-block and counter-pressing, they work hand in hand? Because now it allows you to win the midfield battle. And that's the most important thing in football. When you're midfield battle, you go on to win the game. But because the players are playing close to one another, because it's a mid-block where you know I can afford to press, because why? I'm not deploying a high line. If you deploy a high line and you press and you play a high pressing game, if your press gets beat, you are in big trouble, because then the ball will go over the top. Your high line is being exposed. With a mid-block, it's the best of both worlds. And I feel like with Tudor, I have to credit him for this, because he's walked in and he's told himself, I need to implement a formula, a structure where my players can press, but they know if the press gets beat, they are not in trouble. And I feel like he's really, 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 really laid down a solid foundation for these players to go out there and perform. And I genuinely wouldn't be surprised. Game after game after game, if you see Juventus, this counter press, it's getting better. Why? Why do I say so? Look, there's a reason why Juventus are doing 2 training sessions, because to counter press, it requires a lot of endurance, but at the same time, it's a mental thing to know when to press, when to sit back, how to press. You need to look for those pressing triggers. Sometimes study the opposition. You might know the midfielder I'm coming up against, he's not good on his weak foot. As soon as you see him receive the ball on his weak foot, that's your opportunity to press, because you know he will panic and give it to you. It's all about studying the opposition, studying the players, knowing their weaknesses, and setting that plan. So telling your players, when they play down the left-hand side, they're weak. You target the left-hand side. These are all things that are like the small margins of the game, but you could see Juventus, no matter who they've come up against, regardless of the scorelines, off the ball, I've been really, really, really impressed. And in the modern game, you have to press to stand a chance. So Igor Tudor, what have we learned? The counter pressing, it will get better the more these players' endurance goes up. Double training sessions. Repetition. Repetition is the most important thing in football. It's all about doing the same thing every single week amongst the same players. That way you understand he is good at pressing. He is a little bit slow. So you know what? You sit back, I will press. It's all about building that harmony, that unity in a team where players understand one another. I am really liking it. I'll be honest with you guys. You see it week in, week out. It would be nice to see the relentless counter pressing go from maybe like 60 minutes to 70 minutes to 80 minutes to 90 minutes. But I completely understand. It's something new that's being implemented in this Juventus team. It's going to take a while. But the fact that we're beginning to see it for like one half of football, and they're benefiting from it, and they're creating goal scoring opportunities from it, it's a step in the right direction. And this is something that Igor Tudor in the summer will have on his side. Because when he goes and he tries to negotiate with Elkan, with Gintuli, whether or not he could stay, he's got leverage. Did you see that pressing? That's all me. Did you see that counter pressing? That's all me. Did you see that mid block? Me. Anyways. If you're new, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit the like button, and I will catch you guys on another one.